This is Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Subaru.
A cooler day on the north side with the wind blowing out to right field for the moment, but knowing Wrigley Field, that could change at any minute. The Cubs getting set to take on the San Diego Padres, the final game of this series in which the Cubs are going for a sweep. Hello and welcome to Subaru Cubs Pregame Live. Gail Fisher alongside Todd Hollinsworth. We welcome you out live to the ballpark here at Wrigley Field. And I'm filling in for David Kaplan. We wish his son a happy graduation today. But he's going to miss a good one because the Cubs, after losing 12 in a row, have now won 2 straight. And they're going for a sweep. We can finally say that.
Well, they're playing great baseball right now. You go back to that losing streak, you've got 74 innings through there, in which they only scored in 8 innings. In this series alone, you got 16 innings. They've scored in 9 frames. The offense is coming together. Guys are doing a better job. And you know what? Demp needs a win, and he needs one badly. Today is our day.
Ryan Dempster on the mound for the Cubs opposing Anthony Bass. We'll get to the pitching matchup later in the show. For now, though, let's go down to the field. And right outside the Cubs dugout, we welcome in Pat Boyle. And Pat, yes, I know players don't say they worry about their individual stats, but can someone please get Ryan Dempster some run support?
Yeah, that's the anthem today, Gail. Win one for Demp. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that he's gone 17 consecutive starts without a win, especially how great he's pitched. During this 17 consecutive game winless streak, the Cubs have only averaged 2.2 runs per contest for him. In the last 2 games, they haven't even given Ryan a single run. So that's something the offense feels bad about, something they'd like to rectify today.
We feel bad, especially the offense, because, you know, the way that he picked this year so far, he's pitching good, and we not support and with the offense. But I think that today is the day, and I hope, you know, we support with the running today. Because, you know, he's big number 8 for us, and I hope, you know, he get the win today, and we score a lot of runs for him.
You know, he's pitching like a Cy Young. You know, our job is to go out, score runs for him as many as we can. I think we're kind of past putting pressure on ourselves now. I mean, we went through what we went through. I think we see the effects of putting too much pressure on ourselves. So I think, you know, as long as we stay relaxed as a team and we trust each other and, you know, we just keep moving forward and making progress, I think we should be able to score some runs for him.
Alfonso Soriano has done his best recently to up the offensive production. Sori is on one of his hot streaks that we've become accustomed to over the years here on the north side. All 7 of his homers on the year have come over the last 14 games where he's batting .320.
That's me. So I hope that, you know, they continue my swing feeling good for like long summer here, and that's what I do. You know, sometimes take me like couple of weeks to hit 1 homer, like that happened in April. I have like 30 games not hitting 1, but I know myself, and I said to myself, like, when I hit 1, I know that I can hit a couple more, so, and I feel so comfortable right now in the home plate. And I just working hard with Rudy in the cage, try to get my swing and feel comfortable at the home plate, and not try to do too much. I think that's happened before. I just try to do too much, and now I just take it one day at a time and try, you know, feel comfortable on the home plate.
Let's hope Soriano keeps on his tear and helps Ryan Dempster end that winless streak. As we look at it, we're about a couple weeks away from the 2nd round of the Crosstown Cup. And, you know, the success of the White Sox has not gone unnoticed here on the north side. Dale Swaim actually texted Robin Ventura last night after the Sox won their 7th consecutive game. Also, speaking of the Crosstown, who can forget the send-off Kerry Wood gave us there as he took the curtain call on that Friday afternoon here at the Friendly Confines. He was back here at Wrigley Field today launching his new book, All You Can Be. Much more on that coming up when his wife Sarah stops by the booth and talks to Len and Bob during the broadcast. Gail, back out to you guys.
All right, Pat, we look forward to that. Thank you very much. Now, Todd, going back to Alfonso Soriano, as we heard Pat talk about him and hearing from Sori as well, he is having a very good year. And I go back to something that Dale Swaim said a couple of weeks ago, and something that I've always said about Sori is that whether he's hitting well or not playing well, it's not for a lack of effort. Soriano has always been one of those guys who works hard. He puts in the effort. I've seen him work out countless times after the game, he's always putting in the reps. So it's never been a matter of effort, and that's the one thing Dale Swaim said that he was actually surprised by, thinking maybe Soria had a reputation for not working hard, but he's always put in that effort.
Well, I've always thought Alfonso Soria was a fantastic worker in this town. Again, what we knock him for is that blasted contract that he signed, and I don't blame him for signing it, but we do. That's what we do in the industry. You know what? You get the results, but I'll tell you what, his knee has been, he's been laboring out there. He's been doing, I mean, just about everything he does. You saw the home run trot yesterday. He could barely, it almost seemed like he barely can make it around the bases. You see him out in the outfield. He's giving you everything he's got right now. He turns a huge double play on a diving catch yesterday, gets the ball back in. He's making adjustments in his swing right now throughout the ball game. That's what's impressing me so much. Alfonso Soriano, yeah, you know what? Fastball's down in the zone. I knew you could get to him. I knew you had the bat speed, and you certainly had the pop, but you know what? You're making adjustments. Yesterday, you were aggressive early in the ball game, doing things that were, well, I didn't like him. It was a bad approach, but you made an adjustment in your third at bat. You saw 7 pitches. You earned yourself a fastball late, and you took one out to center field. That's playing the game of baseball.
It's a results-oriented game. You have to play to the level of your contract. Let's take a look at the Cubs starting lineup for today. David DeJesus is leading things off and playing right field. You've got Castro, of course, at short in the 2-hole, and Joe Mather sort of taking over that 3 spot that Castro used to be in. He's playing center field. Brian LaHare will bat 4th and playing first base. Soriano, as we just talked about, is in left field and batting 5th. Ian Stewart will play third base. Darwin Barney is at 2nd and batting 7th. And Steve Clevenger is behind the dish, catching for Ryan Dempster today. Going back to DeJesus, though, in this leadoff spot, he's on an 8-game hit streak so far, and so far he's setting the table pretty well for this offense.
He's done a very good job for the Cubs. Again, he probably, if this team would be winning, we'd be talking about him a little bit more. He's done a really nice job at the top of the lineup, setting the table, getting on base, hit by pitches, walks, big base hits, doing everything that you hope. And the great thing about it is that he's been in there against lefties and righties. I think earlier in the season we weren't quite sure how he was going to play out. His spring training was okay, but coming into the season I didn't know if he was going to be in there every day. Great story, David DeJesus. But interesting today, you got 4 lefties in the lineup. You got a little bit more pop in there. And as we talked about in the open, the wind's blowing out towards Sheffield today. So we'll see how that helps them and if they can get an early lead with Demp on the mound.
And the switch of Joe Mather into that 3 spot and moving Castro a little bit, that's worked out for Mather. He had a pair of hits yesterday. The one thing I like about Joe Mather, too, is the fact that he's kind of a clutch hitter, hitting .450 with 2 outs.
Oh, fantastic approach. You saw that in yesterday's ball game. Doubles different directions, a great at bat against Cash. Andrew Casher comes into the ball game. He's throwing 102 miles an hour. What do? You line it double down the right field line. Not trying to do too much, giving you the pro at bat in the 3-hole. That's what you need. Honestly, love Starlin Castro. Can do just about anything with a bat. Most of us wish we could do, but I'll tell you what, he's a little too aggressive for me in that 3-hole. It's good to see Joe finding some success. I like Starlin in the 2-hole. It allows him to be a little bit more aggressive, do some things with balls off the plate. That's what Starlin is. Don't want to take his aggressiveness away from him, but 4 walks is not going to get it done in the 3-hole, so he needs to be in a different spot in the lineup. You move him to the 2-hole. Joe fills in nicely, and so far so good. This is a Cubs team over the last 2 ball games, and yes, it is the Padres, but they've been swinging those bats.
Yeah, the Cubs hoping to get some run production out of this lineup today for Ryan Dempster. Let's take a look at what they have to deal with on the other side as we look at the Padres starting lineup for today. Will Venable leading things off and playing center field. Everett Cabrera is at shortstop batting 2nd. Yonder Alonso is playing first base. He's batting 3rd. And the former White Sox Carlos Quinton in the 4-hole there playing left field. Chase Headley at 3rd base. Chris Denorfia, playing right field. Nick Hundley is catching. Amarista is playing 2nd base, and Anthony Bass, of course, is pitching for the Padres. Carlos Quinton, though, has been swinging the bat well in this series, 4 for 8 so far. We know he's got some power, and if that wind is indeed blowing out when he gets up to bat, he may do something with it.
Well, Carlos Quinton has looked very good. Coming off the disabled list, he's only been back for 2 games. He had a big, huge RBI, or 2 RBI double in his first game. Comes back yesterday, 3-4 homer, double. Was the offense for the Padres. That's a guy you circle in your box score. You say, this guy's not beating me today. I'm not making pitches to this guy. If I can avoid him, I'm going to work around him. Right now, he's locked in on the fastball. You clearly saw that yesterday. Demp's got to be careful with Quinton right now.
The Cubs are having some success against Yonder Alonso now on the other side of that. He had a 26-game reaching base safely in 26 games coming into this series. He's 0 for 9, though, against the Cubs so far.
They've been doing a good job of changing speeds and changing location on him, not falling to one side of the plate, working him away, working him in, keeping him off balance. a very nice job. Now, he does have good numbers against Demp going into today, so he's going to lean on that success that he's had in the past, and that's why I think it's going to be so imperative for Demp to date to be aggressive with his fastball. And I mean that with all sincerity. I know we're only talking 88, 89 miles an hour. It's been down a little bit, and we've applauded him for his off-speed pitches this year and his aggressiveness in the strike zone, but today is the day. These guys sit back on Demp. They let the ball get deep, and they take him the other way. That's why about 4 or 5 of these guys in this lineup have such good numbers against him.
Now, the Cubs are in the middle of a very interesting stretch right here as we take a look at our Joe's Stone Crab What's at Stake. Very interesting schedule. Just a 3-game homestand so far. You know, they were in Houston for 3, then they were at Pittsburgh. Now they're at home for 3, and then they have to hit the road again at San Francisco. Then they go to Milwaukee, and then they go to Minnesota. I think it's 6,770 miles they're traveling, 21 days, 19 games, 6 teams in 6 different cities.
Gales, that's where you bond with your teammates. You realize that your second family is in the seat next to you, or I should say C3. I mean, you know, the airplane seats. I mean, that's how it is right now, and that's the mode that they're in. But this should be good for the Cubs. You know, again, as hard as it is on families, as hard as it is on the kids, the guys are together. You want your team to develop now. When you've got this time, you've got these weird scheduling things going on, you want to make sure that your team is playing good baseball. Yeah, they come out of this 12-game losing streak. Nothing worse than to be in a 12-game losing streak and bouncing around the country. And if you're doing that, listen, they're playing good baseball right now. They're feeling good about themselves. Hopefully they're talking amongst themselves, and they're letting this thing carry over.
All right, we have to take our first break here on Subaru Cubs Pregame Live. We'll take a look at the pitching matchup. Ryan Dempster versus Anthony Bass as the Cubs get set to take on the Padres. We're back after this.
So your seat good? Get the mirrors all adjusted? You can see everything okay? Just stay off the freeways, all right? I don't want you going out on those yet. Just leave your phone in your purse. I don't want you texting. Okay?
Daddy, okay.
Okay. There you go. Be careful.
Thanks, Dad.
Call me, but not while you're driving. We knew this day was coming. That's why we bought a Subaru.
Technology eases the pain of being on the road so much and away from the family. We both exchange things back and forth.
We got another message. Let's see here. Oh, that's beautiful. You gonna draw a pop-up picture?
I'm gonna draw him in the sky with the airplane.
Okay, let's send it.
I think it's way beyond little icons and symbols.
I'm looking at you. Are you looking at me?
Yeah. I feel like I'm there.
The revolutionary Galaxy Note from Samsung.
The more you floor, the more you save. Buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for only $50 each. At Luna, we work for you.
773-202 Luna.
Innovation can't wait. Creativity can't wait. Business today can't wait for a new breed of speed. Comcast Business Class. Fast Ethernet speeds from 1 megabit to 10 gigabits per second. Scales quickly to meet demand. A secure, diverse fiber optic network. Don't wait. Switch to Comcast Business Class because business can't wait.
Let's go, gentlemen. Pick a chute.
Either parachute.
Either one.
This one has duct tape.
Both chutes are good to go, sir.
Okay.
Let's go.
See you up there, bud.
Can I get, is there another blue one?
Chute's good. Packed it myself.
Oh, I don't think this is safe. Why is it wet?
The most important decisions are often the easiest, like choosing the healthcare coverage you can trust to give you confidence and peace of mind. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
I don't do those crazy things anymore. I've got a good job. I bought khakis. The casino dropped the charges.
The Mr. Responsible and other great looks. Now when you buy 1 pair of glasses, you get another pair free, up to $250 at Pearl Vision.
Meet the Mazda CX-9. Room for 7. And thoughtfully engineered. By a team of gearheads and car fanatics who only build SUVs worth driving. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the Mazda CX-9 with 0% APR for 60 months plus $750 APR cash.
We are live at Wrigley Field as the Cubs get set to host the San Diego Padres. Game 3 of this series, and the Cubbies are going for the sweep. A much cooler day here at the ballpark with some wind conditions. We'll see how that plays out once they have the first pitch later on at 1:20. Welcome back to Subaru Cubs Pregame Live. Gail Fisher and Todd Hollandsworth here with you. Taking a look now at the pitching matchup. This is Ryan Dempster's day. I can feel it. He's making his 9th start of the season, and he has been winless so far this year. He actually has a winless streak that dates back to last season, Todd.
16, 17.
Yeah, 17 straight games. Can you believe that?
It's absolutely out of control. That's all I can say. In that clubhouse, you know exactly what's going on, and you know what today's all about. You're about going out there and getting some runs from Ryan Dempster early in this ball game and making sure that he walks out of here with every opportunity to win a ball game. You put it on Demp and say, Demp, this is on you because we're going to handle our business today.
Well, his last outing, he only gave up 1 run, and the Cubs lost the game 1-0.
Right.
So besides being perfect, there's not a whole lot more that Dempster can do with that ERA at 2.14.
Well, I mean, he's going into his 9th start this year. Yeah, you talk about that earned run average. And by the way, that is I think we're going back to about 1912, the best earned run average for somebody who went winless in their first 8 times, out there on the bump. The lowest earned run average without getting a win. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, the numbers just go back. And you look at Demp going into this ball game, what he needs to do to be successful. Again, I talked about it just a few seconds ago, but be aggressive with that fastball. Looking at him coming into this game, Chris Denorfia's got great numbers against him. Will Venable's taking him deep before. Quentin's got good numbers. I mean, there's guys in this lineup who have done well against Demp. And really what I've picked out and what I've seen before in the past, watching some video, is that they allow the ball to get deep on them, and that's Demp right now. He's had a great split finger. He's had a great slider. He's been effective with his off-speed pitches and even a slight decrease in velocity. What are they doing to find success? They're letting the ball get on their hands a little bit, get deep, and go the other way. Today, Demp is going to have to command both sides of the plate with his sinker and probably his slider/cutter a little bit more, and make sure those guys aren't allowing the ball to get too deep and just banging little base hits to right field off of them.
And we can't tell what the wind is doing because it's swirling all over.
It is.
The Catman doesn't have to worry about what his hair is doing.
The Catman only worries about the shine. He doesn't worry about the wind.
All right, time to take a look at our Comcast Business Edge. The opposing pitcher for today is Anthony Bass. For the Padres, this is a young kid, 24-year-old, only making his 2nd career start against the Cubs, but he's never pitched here at Wrigley Field. I believe when he faced the Cubs, that was at Petco Park. So we'll see what he can do. He struggled his last time out, though, against the Mets.
He absolutely struggled against the Mets, and that's what you go on. That's the video that you want to watch. You want to watch the video of him struggling. He's been the guy in their rotation. They've had an awful lot of injuries. Anthony Bass, 2-5 with a 355 earned run average on the year. In just under 60 innings, he's got the 55 punch-out, so that tells you he can dial it up a bit. He hangs out at 91, 93 miles an hour with the fastball. He's going to throw the slider, the change, the cutter. That is who he is. He's going to command both sides of the plate. He's going to try to be aggressive today. What you've seen in this series, don't add base runners, walks. They're going to haunt you ultimately because the ball's been flying out. Yes, it's a little bit cooler today, but again, it still gives you that feel that the ball could hit jet streams and might fly out of here. 2 or 3 home runs might decide this ball game. You just don't want traffic on in front of you. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive he is today.
All right, Anthony Bass versus Ryan Dempster. Game 3 of the series between the Cubs and Padres. Don't go anywhere. We have more Subaru Cubs Pregame Live coming up right after this.
A car is either luxury or it isn't. If you want a luxury car with a standard power moonroof, your options are going to be limited. If you want standard leather-trimmed seats, you're going to have even fewer. And if you want standard keyless access, then your choice is obvious. The Lexus ES. It's complete luxury in a class full of compromises. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
How much coffee you fellas gonna need today? 3, 4 cups?
Well,
Doesn't last long, does it? Listen, 5-hour energy lasts a whole lot of hours, so you can get a lot done without refills. And it's packed with B vitamins and nutrients to make it last. So, don't just stand there holding your lattes, boys. Make your move.
We'll take the 5-hour energy.
Smart move. 5-hour energy. Hours and hours of energy.
Want total access to Major League Baseball? Then you need Xfinity and MLB Network. You'll get over 125 live regular season games with live look-ins from around the league, plus 24/7 inside access, so you're there for all of baseball's biggest stories. With Xfinity from Comcast, the best seat in the house is in your house. Sign up for the HD Premier XF Triple Play or ask about other bundles starting as low as $99 a month for a year. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call today.
Join Menards this week in saluting our American-made products with Menards Made in the USA sale. EC Grow has been producing high-quality turf fertilizers in Eau Claire, Wisconsin for more than 20 years. Premium weed and feed is $9.99 per bag after rebate. Old World Industries has been a leader in the development and distribution of automotive products for over 50 years. Made in Bedford Park, Illinois, a gallon of ready-to-use antifreeze coolant is $3.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I challenge Manny Pacquiao at 147 pounds. Manny, come break down this wall.
Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring to face a bold challenge from the undefeated Timothy Bradley.
Hard left hook by Bradley. Good right hand by Bradley. It's another right hook. Straight left hand. Pacquiao's landing at will.
Will Bradley bring Pacquiao's incredible reign to an end? Or will Pacquiao continue his domination of boxing's elite? Pacquiao versus Bradley. Saturday, June 9th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view.
They're trusted companions, perfect company, best friends. Above all, they're part of the family. Keep your pets healthy and happy with help from Blaine's Farm and Fleet. In our full-line pet care department, you'll find everything you need. Beds and kennels, toys and treats, plus grooming, training, and health supplies. Check out our big selection of premium pet food, featuring the top brands you know and trust, all at our famous low prices. For your happy, healthy pet, count on Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The Cubs wrapping up this very brief homestand against the Padres this afternoon before heading west to San Francisco. It feels like San Francisco weather here in Chicago today. A little cooler and a lot more breezy. Welcome back to Subaru Cubs pregame live. Gail Fisher and Todd Hollinsworth here with you. Let's take a look at our ATI injury report. A couple of key players on the 15-day DL for the Cubs. Pitcher Lenny Castillo is out with a groin injury, and a couple of catchers. Wellington Castillo has a right knee injury, and Giovanni Soto is on the DL with a left knee injury, tore some meniscus in his left knee. All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Well, Brian LaHare has been absolutely outstanding for the Cubs all season long. However, he hit a bit of a rough patch recently. He had 3 hits on Monday before taking yesterday off, just a matter of matchups against this Padres team, and he is back in the Cubs lineup today, and he feels like after that day off, it's time to reboot and get back to the player he was the first 2 months of the season.
I tried to find some things, maybe some adjustments I needed to make as far as my mechanics, but there's not too much there. I think I just need to, like I said, calm down, relax, and focus in on the task at hand, and just have good at bats, solid at bats, and just let everything go and let everything happen for me.
So Brian LaHare reached base 32 straight games, which was just an absolutely amazing streak, Todd, until he hit a little bit of a down patch, and I'm not sure if it's just a matter of some of the pitchers catching up to him, or, baseball is a streaky game. Mm-hmm. You hope, though, it's just not a trend.
Gail, it's the game of baseball. Honestly, I'm proud of Brian that he's going through it. This is, listen, if you're a fan of the Cubs, you watch this team, you realize who you're going to believe in. Who are the guys that you want to build your franchise around? Listen, I'm not going to say what the front office is ultimately going to do, but you can really tell the character of a baseball player when he's going bad, not when he's going good. Well, when he's hitting 400, we think everything makes all the sense in the world. We're watching it all. It's when he's down on his luck and how he digs himself out of that hole. And what we're watching right now is Brian do that. He got to that forbidden gray area, a place you don't want to go as a hitter, where you're late on fastballs, you're early on sliders, and he was caught in between. He's absolutely right. I looked at his swing a couple different times. I didn't see anything mechanical at all that was wrong with his swing, other than he went through a period where he was hitting so well. You had that sense and that feel that teams were trying to pitch around him, mm-hmm. and making pitches and throwing him in a lot of off-speed pitches. I think he got into a spot where at times he was looking for off-speed pitches, and he failed to readjust. And that's ultimately what ends up happening. You go through a 3 or 4 game stretch. You're looking for sliders and changeups. They come back to you, you start getting fastballs again, and then you find that you're late and you're not making good swings on pitches you should be hitting, and that's what he worked himself through. Had the big game a couple days ago. Hopefully that continues.
And has no worries about Anthony Rizzo breathing down his neck. The Cubs have been very clear that they want to have patience and have Rizzo really develop in the minor league system. So I think Leher can breathe easy knowing that he's going to be the guy for at least a little while.
Well, he certainly earned that with his performance. I mean, he's been the success that the Cubs have had on offense this year has, in a lot of ways, gone through Starlin Castro and Brian Leher. The ability, the consistency that we've seen in April, they're the story right now, and he's earned that opportunity.
All right, the Cubs and Padres, Game 3 in the Cubs going for the sweep. We'll have Todd Hollandsworth keys to the game when we come back.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Subaru. Discover what it's like to have a car you can love.
So, your seat good? Get the mirrors all adjusted? You can see everything okay? Just stay off the freeways, all right? I don't want you going out on those yet. Just leave your phone in your purse. I don't want you texting.
Daddy, okay?
Okay. There you go. Be careful.
Thanks, Dad.
Call me, but not while you're driving. We knew this day was coming. That's why we bought a Subaru.
This is corporate headquarters. As you can see, I have a unique business. How do I compete with the big boys? Got this fancy business address, a marketing department, distribution center, even a cafeteria.
That's mine.
From packing and shipping to printing and mailbox services, come into the UPS store for everything a small business needs.
I love logistics.
Use your Visa card at the UPS store and you're entered for a chance to win a trip to the London 2012 Olympic Games from Visa.
Let's go, gentlemen. Pick a chute.
Either parachute.
Either one.
This one has duct tape.
Both chutes are good to go, sir.
Okay.
Let's go.
See you up there, bud.
Can I get, is there another blue one?
Chute's good. Packed it myself.
No, I don't think this is safe. Why is it wet?
The most important decisions are often the easiest, like choosing the healthcare coverage you can trust to give you confidence and peace of mind. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Start saving automatically with AutoSave. It's one of our helpful steps. Take the first step today at BMO Harris Bank.
You have a lot of late fees, mister. Maybe someone should teach you to return your library books on time.
The Naughty Librarian and other great looks. Now when you buy one pair of glasses, you get another pair free, up to $250 at Pearl Vision.
We're going right here, right near Union Square Park. I'm an architect because I love cities and I love buildings. This used to be a cheese factory, right? All new steel structure on this floor. Coffee or no coffee? Pour the footing and you give yourself 2 inches. Technology, it really does influence how you interact with life. Hey, did you get that PowerPoint? That's a nice looking building. I think this is science fiction. Look at that.
The revolutionary Galaxy Note from Samsung.
Welcome back to the show. Time now for Todd Hollandsworth's Subaru keys to the game.
All right, here we go. We're talking about Demps Day. Simply put, this is all about Ryan Dempster in a lot of ways. Listen, we want to get that win. We want to get that sweep against the Padres. But most importantly, we got to get that win for Ryan Dempster. This is ridiculous. A 2.13 earned run average, no wins. Today is the day. Listen, he's got to make pitches. This is a team, to me, he's got to be real aggressive with his fastball. Inside, outside, be aggressive, throw strikes, don't walk hitters, but be aware, certainly of Carlos Quentin right now in the middle of the lineup. He is the one guy who does scare me a little bit and can change a game around, pitch around him if you have to, but be aggressive and command the strike zone. Number 2, Camp and Russell. James Russell yesterday picks up his first save. Impressive, and he's been really good this year. You talk about his earned run average, a 1.61 ERA, 0.91 batting average with runners in scoring position. Camp has been just as good himself. 267 earned run average on the year. These two men are getting the opportunity to close out ball games. You're going to see that today. I feel like this is the type of game that it's going to be. San Diego's going to dig deep. They're trying to get a win today, but I think that these two guys are going to have an opportunity to shut the door. Hopefully they get it done. finally streaking. Cubs, listen, you got it going on here. You lost 12 in a row. You've now won 2 in a row. You win today, 3. You've swept the Padres, and you got a 3-game winning streak. I talked about this early on. Again, this is for me going all the way back to I said that this team would win 3 games before the team last year. Today's your opportunity. Get it done. If not for me, for Demp.
That's right. Today is the day Ryan Dempster will pick up his first win of the season. For Todd Hollinsworth, I'm Gail Fisher. Let's send it now up to the press box. Len Casper has the call between the Cubs and Padres. Len, it's all yours.
Gail, Holly, thanks very much. And the wind has shifted today, blowing in, not out, cool temperatures, and we'll see how it plays out. A couple of offensive type days the last 2 days here at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs winning both. Let's check in on the highlights of Game 2 of this 3-game series. A great day again for baseball on the north side. We pick it up in the 5th inning. Carlos Quentin has been red hot since coming off the disabled list. A long home run off Jeff Samardzija to deep left center, 1-0 Padres, but the Cubs would answer back in the bottom of the 5th. Darwin Barney shoots one into the left field corner. Reed Johnson is in. Barney would end up at third after a fly ball to right, and then he would score on the broken bat RBI hit from Samardzija. 2-1 Cubs. 6th inning, they add on Alfonso Soriano with another home run. More on his hot streak a little bit later on. 3-1 Cubs. And then the bullpen gets out of a huge 8th inning jam after an RBI triple by Will Venable. Sean Camp gets DeNorfia, Alonso, and Quentin as he flies out to left to end the inning. Jeff Samardzija certainly appreciated that effort. And then 9th inning now, left-hander James Russell gets his first save in the big leagues and his first save as a pro as well. So he's now 185 behind his dad, Jeff. The Cubs win for the 2nd consecutive day. 5-3 the final. Quentin would finish a triple shy of the cycle. Joe Mather and Darwin Barney combined for 4 hits. We mentioned the great work by Camp and Russell with his first career save. So today the Cubs will go for their 3rd consecutive win and their first 3-game winning streak of 2012. Starting pitchers today for the Padres, it'll be young right-hander Anthony Bass, 2-5 on the season, facing the Cubs for just the 2nd time in his career. And boy, Ryan Dempster has not won in his last 17 starts, even though he has been lights out. 8 starts this year with a 2.14 ERA. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Patrick Mooney from CSNChicago.com will join us and talk about next Monday's all-important amateur draft.
Designers can't wait. Engineers can't wait. Business today can't wait on old technology from the phone company. It demands a new breed of speed. Comcast Business Class. PC Mag has named us the fastest business internet provider in the nation. Add bandwidth as you need it. Get dedicated business customer service 24/7. Don't wait. Switch to Comcast Business Class because business can't wait.
Another cup of coffee? How long is this one gonna last? 45 minutes? An hour?
Well,
Listen, 5-hour energy lasts a whole lot of hours. Take one in the afternoon and you'll feel alert and energized till the cows come home. And it's packed with B vitamins and nutrients to make it last. So, what's it gonna be, partner?
5-hour energy.
Wise choice. 5-hour energy. Hours and hours of energy.
So it's between this or the Honda Civic next door.
Okay, done. This one.
They say the Civic is the best-selling car in its class.
It's possible.
It also has this cool econ button that helps maximize fuel efficiency.
Oh yeah, this car has a lot of buttons. Get a defrost button, radio button, cruise control button, window button, wiper button, trunk button, super button, buttons inside of buttons, buttons controlling other buttons.
We're just interested in the econ button.
That's one button. This is a car with many buttons.
Get a Civic with 0.9% financing for up to 60 months through May 31st. Only a Honda is a Honda.
Direct injection. 265 foot-pounds of torque. All part of an engine built to effortlessly power through whatever challenge lies around the corner, no matter where that corner happens to be. The 308 horsepower Cadillac SRX, the most powerful standard engine in any luxury crossover. Take advantage of this exceptional offer on the stunning SRX crossover today.
incredibly low prices this week during the Menards Amazing Deals event.
Turn up the heat with the Huntington Gas Grill, made in the USA, now $374.
The savings are sizzling with these no-name steak burgers, just $4.99 after rebate.
Swing into the golf season with an amazing deal on Wilson clubs. They're just $99.99 a set after rebate.
Keep wheeling and dealing with the ladies or men's bikes. They're just $69 each after rebate. So hurry into Menards now through Sunday.
You can't afford to miss this event.
Kerry Wood, the 4th overall pick in the first round of the 1995 draft, catching a ceremonial first pitch today. He and his wife Sarah are here promoting a new children's book Kerry wrote with Carrie Muscat from Cubs.com. We'll chat with Sarah about their charitable endeavors coming up a little bit later on. Well, the amateur draft comes up early next week, and the Cubs have been preparing for that. Meetings here the last couple of days at Wrigley Field. We'll hear from the Cubs Senior Vice President of Scouting and Player Development, Jason McLeod, in a couple of minutes. But we have Patrick Mooney from CSNChicago.com on the field with us once again today. Patrick, Jason met the media, and again, we'll hear some of his comments coming up. But an all-important day coming up on Monday.
Exactly, Len. This Jason described it as their Super Bowl, and I think when we look back on this year, this will be one of the most important days of the year, without a doubt. And with Kerry Wood here, it reminds us of a guy the Cubs took back in the day, and they're really going to be focusing on power arms. They think those guys kind of show up more in the postseason. That's where you need those guys to get there. You need those guys to win there, and that clearly is the #1 kind of weakness when you look up and down this organization.
Cubs have the number 6 pick in the first round. They also get number 43 after Aramis Ramirez signed with Milwaukee. Number 56 as Carlos Pena went back to Tampa Bay, and then the 68th pick, which will be their 2nd round pick. So they've got some chances here. It's not just that first round pick. They hope to hit on some of those other ones as well.
Yeah, and Jason was talking about that earlier today, that they have a sense of the 8 or 9 guys that are going to be there for that 6th overall pick and who they'd kind of feel comfortable taking. They have a good sense of that, and really right now they're focusing on those extra picks that you said on day 1, and I think into day 2 there, that they really have a lot of needs. They're not going to just take a guy because maybe they need a left-handed pitcher. They're going to go for high impact, and the way that Jason described it is when we wake up 3, 4, 5 years from now, who's going to be a difference maker, and that's who they're going to take no matter what the needs are.
Really interesting column you wrote with some quotes from the Padres first base coach, Dave Robertson. We encourage Cub fans to check it out at CSNChicago.com on the Cubs page. He was a high school teammate of Jason McLeod and has ties with Jed Hoyer and Theo Epstein as well.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of had the steal for the 2004 Forever Red Sox team that made Theo a legend in New England. And he spent some time in the Padres baseball operations department before coming back on the field as a coach. And what he told me is that Jason McLeod sees things that other people don't. He gets information that other people can't access. And I asked Theo about that back in spring training, and I said, everyone talks to the coach, everyone talks to the parents. Where can you make a difference? And he said, well, do you talk to the equipment manager? Do you talk to the guidance counselor? Do you have a meet with the psychologist? Do they take an objective test? And so really that's what they've challenged all their scouts this year, to have a better relationship with the family and friends than any of their competitors in the other 29 teams. And they really need that now because they can't outspend anyone. The new CBA has really handcuffed them going forward.
Well, we look forward to reading that piece, and I think Bob Brenly and I are both very happy they didn't do a psychological test on us before they brought us into the booth. Thanks, Patrick. Good stuff. Let's hear now from Jason McLeod. And again, a lot of meetings going on. The Cubs still have a few days left before the big draft.
Well, it's still early in the week. We've got 5 days until Monday, and we've poured through a lot of the players. We're now getting into the position players. So we still have a lot of discussions to do, to have. Picking 6, we have a pretty good idea of, the few players that we feel will be there for us. So we're really working harder on those guys in our sandwich picks and later in the draft.
And it's best player available, right? Not a need type of situation when it comes to how you go about your draft.
Absolutely. One of our buzzwords is impact, and we're always trying to find the player we feel can most impact the organization, and that's what our mindset is going forward.
you are working with guys you've been with before, but some guys that you're going through this for the first time with. Is it fun to go through that process for the first time with a new group?
It is, because, you know, we have different systems and different processes, and I think, you know, a lot of the information that we've asked our scouts to gather for us, they're seeing that play out now in the draft room with, you know, all of the information on the players, all the video, all the medical and background that we're doing. So for some of the guys that haven't been through it before, I think it's eye-opening for them. But at the same time, I think they appreciate how thorough we are and really how much information we're trying to flush out so we can make good decisions.
Last question. How much depth do you think there is in this draft class?
Well, it's a lighter year college-wise, so that, you know, that's never a good thing. But on the flip side of that, it's a really strong high school player class. So, you know, with high school kids, you're talking younger guys that are, you know, not as mature yet. So you really got to dig harder on those types of guys to make sure that they're ready to start their careers both from a physical and mental standpoint.
Good stuff from Jason McLeod, and he keeps a very close eye every day on the Cubs minor league system. And you see the Iowa Cubs at AAA with a 5-game winning streak in the Pacific Coast League. A home run for Josh Vitters at first base, filling in for Anthony Rizzo, dealing with the sore wrist. Also at Peoria, a player coach named Kenny Socorro got on the mound, pitched 2 perfect innings, and got the win as Peoria beat Wisconsin in 14. We'll have Cubs baseball coming up. They go for the sweep over the Padres from Wrigley Field.
It's an event so big, we couldn't keep it all inside. Nissan's National Tent Event is back with 500 holiday bonus cash on top of existing offers. Now, get a $179 lease on Altima or a $209 lease on Rogue. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer. Hurry, when the tents come down, these deals will end.
Well. Growing up, we didn't have Uverse. We couldn't record 4 shows at the same time. In my day, you're lucky if you could record 2 shows. And a mom was recording her dumb show and dad was recording his dumb show then. By George, that's all we watched. And we liked it. Today's kids, God, it's so good.
Get Uverse TV for $29 a month for 6 months with a total home DVR included. AT&T.
Chili's $20 dinner for 2 can boldly satisfy any craving. Share an appetizer, then choose 2 Chili's entrees like our classic bacon burger or our famous slow-smoked baby back ribs. Chili's $20 dinner for 2.
The more you floor, the more you save. Buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for only $50 each. At Luna, we work for you.
773-202 Luna.
Like the Rockies themselves, Coors Banquet Beer is an American original. It's only brewed in one place, Golden, Colorado, because that's where we find our Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. Now maybe that's uncompromising, and maybe brewing up here means an extra trip or 2. But as you know, originals follow their own road. Coors, the banquet beer.
We proudly present Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Day baseball this week in the neighborhood has meant winning baseball, either via the long ball or fastball. The Cubs go for the sweep today on Comcast Sportsnet. From the friendly confines of Wrigley Field, we're set for Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. The Cubs look for a sweep today in their first 3-game winning streak of the season as they host the San Diego Padres. And hi again, everyone. We've got the light jackets on once again. Wind blowing in. Bob Brenly and Len Casper with you. The Cubs lost 12 in a row, got swept 4 times. Try to turn the tables here today and sweep the Padres. And Alfonso Soriano, we've talked a lot about him this season, but now he's hitting home runs.
Well, and when he starts hitting home runs, he usually hits them in streaks, and that has been the case over the last week or 10 days for Alfonso Soriano. Breaking ball hooked down into the corner for a double. He's really starting to hit off-speed pitches much better. There's a big loopy curveball from Alex Hinshaw, first game of this series, and he whacked it out onto Waveland Avenue. A fastball down low and out over the plate. Took it to straightaway center field. That's a part of Soriano we haven't seen before, his willingness to hit the ball to other fields.
And, yeah, we don't love the hop and left, but you like the hop out of the batter's box, that's for sure. Going to be a little tougher to hit it out of the park today with that north and northeast wind. Let's go down to the field for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise. Kindly remove your caps and join the St. Ignatius College Prep Brass Ensemble as they honor America with our national anthem.
The Cubs end a long 3-game homestand. They try to make it a sweep over San Diego. We'll have all the action coming up after the break.
An accident doesn't have to slow you down. With better car replacement, available only with Liberty Mutual Auto Insurance. If your car is totaled, we give you the money for a car 1 model year newer. Visit a local Chicago office for details. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
All baseball season, your Chicago Cubs live on one network. Comcast Sportsnet. Exclusive interviews with the team's biggest stars. In-depth Cubs coverage from pregame to postgame. And the announcers that bring each game to life.
Base hit! Cubs win!
All baseball season, your Chicago Cubs live on one network. Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Show some love for your favorite team as CSN's Fan of the Week. Send us a pic showing off your team pride on Facebook or Twitter. One pick a week will win free food from KFC and Taco Bell and be the CSN Fan of the Week. You could win tickets to see the Cubs battle Boston. Just like CSN on Facebook, click the icon to win tickets, and you're entered to win 2 tickets to the Cubs Red Sox Saturday night game at Wrigley. Like CSN on Facebook or visit csnchicago.com now. Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, 75 years being right here in Illinois means no one's closer to your wellness. Experience wellness everywhere. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? Toyota. Right now, you can get a lot for less at your local Toyota dealer. Official partner of the Chicago Cubs. The new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. rethink possible. BMO Harris Bank, helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank, NA member FDIC. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Wrigley Field, slightly overcast today. Wind, as we mentioned, blowing in. And Ryan Dempster looking for his first win of the season, and he'll face this Padres Southwest starting lineup as they wrap up a long road trip. They're just 1-8. They've lost 5 in a row. Will Venable, Everth Cabrera, and Yonder Alonso at the top. Big series for Carlos Quentin as he comes off the DL. Chase Headley had that huge game Monday. Chris Denorfia, big numbers against Ryan Dempster. Nick Hundley, the catcher. Alexi Amarista at second, and the pitcher is Anthony Bass.
And let's take a look at the Cubs this afternoon and how they'll line it up defensively. It'll be Soriano, Mather, and DeJesus left to right across the outfield. Ian Stewart, Starlin Castro will man the left side of the infield, while Darwin Barney and Brian LaHare will be on the right side. Steve Clevenger back in action after a stint on the disabled list, and he'll be receiving pitches from right-hander Ryan Dempster. Maybe as a warning shot to his offense, Ryan Dempster has hired Gloria Allred as his agent. Lack of support.
Sam Holbrook will be the home plate umpire. That's a good one. Andy Fletcher, Rob Drake, and the crew chief Joe West on the bases.
Well, I'll tell you, we laugh about it, but Ryan Dempster has handled this about as well as any starting pitcher possibly could. I mean, he has pitched well enough to be a front runner for the Cy Young Award in the National League and has yet to get a victory.
And that's what Gloria will use in her pretrial briefs. Yeah, it has been tough. Lowest ERA for a pitcher through 8 starts to begin a year without a win since they started keeping earned runs back in 1912. That's according to Elias. 1 ball, no strikes on Will Venable. Dempster coming back, and there's a high fly ball lifted out into left center. And Soriano will make the catch for out number 1. Well, we were in the mid-90s in the mid-afternoon on Monday, and it's now below 60 a couple of days later.
Too hot, too cold. Too hot, too cold. We'll take it, though. Yesterday was absolutely ideal. Today, a little chilly if you happen to be sitting in the shade here at Wrigley Field, but good day for a ball game.
Everth Cabrera, the shortstop. Three hits in the series, 2 doubles, a homer. He's stolen a couple of bags as well. A little more for his speed than his extra base power, that's for sure. Outside now, 3-1 with Yonder Alonso on deck. Some interesting individual matchup numbers in terms of Ryan Dempster. He's 8-5 lifetime against the Padres, but a few guys in this lineup have had his numbers. Cabrera walks, and Alonso coming up, who's hitless in the series. He came in red hot, 0 for 9. Is 6 for 9 in his career against Dempster.
Well, the good news is all 6 of those hits were singles. Alonso does have home run power, extra base power, no question about it. And hopefully Ryan Dempster will be able to keep him swinging the cold bat here today. He hasn't looked real good in this series.
We'll keep a close watch on Cabrera. Cabrera started the year at AAA Tucson, and he was 15 for 15 in stolen base chances.
Huge lead at first.
3 for 3 with the Pods.
Yeah, we've talked about that cut of the grass right there off of Brian LaHare's right arm. Not always a true indicator of whether a guy has a big lead or not, but Cabrera had both feet past that cut of the grass on that last leadoff, working his way out there again.
Cubs have always played the Padres well in their home ballpark. 42 games over 500 since 1969 when the Padres started. This will be Soriano again for out number 2.
Alonso about 24 hours late with that drive to left field. That's a ball that yesterday or Monday would have been way out of here, but just a routine fly ball to Soriano for out number 2.
Carlos Quentin 5 for 12 against Dempster, and those are his season numbers all in this series. Missed the first 49 games after right knee surgery on March 19th.
That's your first pitch.
And Cabrera goes strike on Quentin, and Cabrera's safe. 19 for 19 combined in the minors and majors to start this season.
Pretty good jump that time. Not a bad throw, but Cabrera just outran the ball to second base. Darwin Barney goes up, brings the tag down, and you clearly see Cabrera all over the base there.
How about a batter pointing down to first base? Have you ever seen that?
I think he was indicating how far his bat went in relation to home plate. I saw him do it one time on a check swing yesterday. It's only that far right there. I had it back. See, well, maybe he is asking for an appeal because he knew he didn't swing. I don't know. Never seen that.
Deep center, but again the wind knocking it down, and look at that. Joe Mather with that circular route. So Dempster may be pitching to the conditions today. Gets 3 fly ball outs in the first.
I'm Philippe Kahn, and I created the camera phone.
I'm Ray Kurzweil.
I gave your words a voice.
I created the ability to share video.
We turned your smartphone into a musical genius.
And I turned it into a bank.
I created Instagram.
We created Words with Friends.
And we created a better way to buy a smartphone. Any phone, any carrier, and all of their plans.
Get a $50 Best Buy gift card when you buy the HTC Evo 4G LTE and get unlimited data only on the Sprint network at Best Buy.
It's an event so big, we couldn't keep it all inside. Nissan's National Tent Event is back with 500 holiday bonus cash on top of existing offers. Now, get a $179 lease on Altima or a $209 lease on Rogue. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer. Hurry, when the tents come down, these deals will end.
Want total access to Major League Baseball? Then you need Xfinity and MLB Network. You'll get over 125 live regular season games with live look-ins from around the league, plus 24/7 inside access, so you're there for all of baseball's biggest stories. With Xfinity from Comcast, the best seat in the house is in your house. Sign up for the HD Premier XF Triple Play or ask about other bundles starting as low as $99 a month for a year. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call today.
The Northwestern women's lacrosse team winning 7 of the last 8 NCAA titles, tossing out the ceremonial first pitch to Adrian Cardenas. And now the Cubs Southwest starting lineup, written out by Dale Swaim. David DeJesus, Starlin Castro, Joe Mather, 1 through 3. Brian LaHare had a big day on Monday. Alfonso Soriano, we talked about him in the open. Ian Stewart at third. Darwin Barney at second. Steve Clevenger hitting .500 on the year, with Ryan Dempster still looking for his first hit.
Quick look at the Padres defensively this afternoon. Quentin Venable and Denorfia left to right across the outfield. It'll be Headley, Cabrera, Amarista, and Alonso across the infield, third to first. Nick Hundley doing the catching today for right-hander Anthony Bass. He'll work his fastball both ways. He'll sink it. He'll throw a four-seamer that he calls a cutter, but it doesn't really cut that much. Has a good slider and a really good straight changeup that he'll throw in any count.
Born in Dearborn, Michigan. That's a suburb of Detroit, and went to Wayne State. 5th-round pick in 2008, and facing the Cubs for the second time in his career. 102 to Jesus is a strike, 1-1.
And you may notice some similarities in the delivery of Anthony Bass. He's kind of modeled himself after Tim Lincecum. Figures if a guy small in stature like Tim Lincecum can generate that kind of velocity, that might be a delivery he wants to work on. He's let his hair grow for a long time, but a lot of similarities in the delivery, especially with that shoulder turn.
6'2", 190. Gets that good extension off the rubber. 3-1 to Jesus hot, seeing the ball well. Full count, 3-2. Cubs already packing up their Cubs logo duffel bags before the game, getting ready for a 10-game trip. Fly to San Francisco tomorrow and start a 3-city journey on Friday night. Back home here just long enough to get settled in before you have to leave again.
We always enjoy our visits on that West Coast swing, you know, San Francisco, Milwaukee, Minnesota. West coast of Lake Michigan, maybe.
Yeah, east coast of the Mississippi. High one bouncer right to first, and Alonso retires to Jesus. I'll bring up Starlin Castro's defense at short has really been stellar. Bob, I asked him today, how many bases can you steal this year? He said 35. No hesitation. His career high in the minors was 28 in 2009, and right now already with 14 on the season. I didn't ask him how many hits, but my guess would be it'll be 3 digits starting with a 2 in terms of what he would answer. .20 pitch. 2-1.
I just like the idea that Starlin Castro thinks about stolen bases as a big part of his offense. A lot of players, once their at bat is over with and they run the bases, that's what they do until they get to hit again. Starlin Castro understands that his speed on the bases is going to be a valuable part of the Cubs offense moving forward, and he looks forward to those opportunities to possibly steal bases.
One popped up. Wind yesterday would have made that an out.
Ball may have ended up in fair territory yesterday. Take a look at our Nissan pitch tracks. Bass trying to stay low and away for the most part, but he's made a couple of mistakes right in the middle of the zone there for Castro to get some good swings on him. Unfortunately, fouled that last one away.
Payoff delivery, a tapper. It'll be a tough play for Headley. Bare hands, little bobble, no chance. It'll be a hit.
They call that a do or die play with a fast runner at the plate and a little chopper to the left side with 2 strikes. Headley has one opportunity. That's to come in full force, try to bare hand and throw all in one motion. Just couldn't come up with it cleanly. The ball trickled back near his wrist and decided to hang on and concede the infield single. 5th infield hit of the year so far for Starlin Castro.
Leg kick by Bass, low and outside to Joe Mather. Dale Swaim has stuck with this 1 through 3 since Friday. DeJesus, Castro, and Mather every day.
The reason Mather's in there, we mentioned it before yesterday's ball game, is for his extra base power, possibility of hitting a ball out of the ballpark. 2 doubles in the game yesterday.
Castro runs, got a really good jump, and he's 20 away from his goal. 15 now on the year.
Yeah, really good jump that time by Starlin Castro. Had all of his weight out onto his right foot so he could just go right into that crossover. Head first slide into second, well ahead of the Nick Hundley throw.
One to Mather in the dirt. Bass went to Trenton High School in Michigan, and in a game in 2008 he fanned 19 batters. That broke the old school record held by J.J. Putz. Here's his 2-1, and Mather lines one to left. Quentin makes a catch. 2 down. It'll bring up Brian LaHare. LaHare went into Monday's game 2 for his last 29. Well, he topped that stretch with 3 hits, a double, an RBI, scored 3 times. And he bounces one right to Alonso, and that'll end the inning. Castro stranded at second after one from Wrigley. 0-0.
Everyone at Southwest Airlines works together for one goal: to get you where you're going. And with flights all over the country to choose from, it's a good thing we love our work. And now we're excited to take you to the beaches of Northwest Florida. Fly from Midway to Panama City Beach, Florida. Book all of our destinations online, only at southwest.com.
Let's play indoors this weekend. All we need is a couple of gallons of our hardest working paint from the Home Depot, the place that gives us more top-rated brands than anywhere else, at prices that won't shake up our budget. Let's make a one-wall statement, or tackle a total room takeover, with paint that'll get the job done in fewer trips up and down the ladder. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get $5 off gallon cans of our best paint brands now through May 30th.
So, dude, what is this you're listening to? You need to pump up some jams. I mean, come on, it's Friday. People want to dance. Yeah, Phil knows what I'm talking about, don't you, Phil? Let's break out the glow sticks. It's time to get this party started. Whoop, whoop. Wow, MJ in the house.
Thanks, man.
Sure. New Hanes tagless underwear. Go tagless.
Early on 0-0 as we get into the Padres' second. Great to have with us Wally Hayward, Cubs Executive Vice President, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, and outdressing us as always. Appreciate that, Wally.
Just a day game here at Wrigley, guys.
Well, we head into summer and summer camp season, and some exciting news involving the Cubs in summer camps.
Well, we're excited. A lot of fans have said, hey, when are the Cubs going to really reach out in the communities and put some summer camps together where they have a boy or girl that can come out and have some fun in their community playing baseball. So this summer we are going to do camp starting on June 25th. We have 6 communities that are involved. There'll be 8 one-week sessions, and they're targeting boys and girls 5 to 13 years old. And unfortunately, my girls are too old, but it's a great way for the kids to get involved with baseball, get them excited about the Cubs brand, teach them the fundamentals of the game, not only on the diamond, but off the diamond when you talk about teamwork.
There's a leadoff single for Chase Headley. So yeah, the first camp starts June 25th in Lake Forest, and the last session will run in mid-August. So you're right, it's going to be a summer-long thing, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. And the campers are going to get a lot of good stuff as well, including a full Cubs uniform. That, if I were 6 years old and a Cub fan, that's what I would want.
Full Cub uniform. They'll be treated like one of our players, and they'll have a great experience not only in the community, but an opportunity to come down to Wrigley, take a VIP tour, and then do a parade lap around this beautiful ballpark. So it's really a great experience for the kids and their family. And even if you don't live in the 6 communities and you live in surrounding communities, you can still sign up and be part of the action this summer. And the 6 communities are Lake Forest, Lisle, Niles, Burr Ridge, Oak Park, and Evanston.
Excellent. 1-0 the count on Chris DeNorfia, playing right field. And he fouls it back. Weather has cooperated this week, which we love, and does finally, even though it's cool today, Wally, it feels like summer has officially arrived.
Well, summer, I think, is here. The ivy's been out since opening day, and I can say, as a marketing guy, it's been a lot better this year than we had last April and May, and the fan support's been tremendous. The guys are playing some, recently some exciting ball, and our fans are passionate and love coming to the ballpark. We actually are hosting a bunch of out-of-town guests here today, which is why the suit and tie. But everyone loves coming to Wrigley Field and day baseball, and you can't beat it here at Wrigley Field.
We've had this long stretch of mostly road games that'll continue on Friday, as DeNorfia showed bunt, took a ball, 2-1. But the good news is that means a lot of home games coming up, and the next homestand should be a lot of fun, as the Detroit Tigers and the Boston Red Sox are going to be here.
We're excited. 2 great American League franchises with some passionate fans, and we obviously have seen the amount of tickets that went quickly for those games and those series.
Headley with a stolen base. 2-2 count on DeNorfia.
And part of the excitement, we introduced the Wrigleyville block party last year, and we're going to bring that back. It'll be the entire week, so it'll run Tuesday through Sunday, and our team really has some exciting things out there. And even if you don't have tickets to those games, and you're in the neighborhood, you can come out before, during, and after the game, and we'll have a lot of Chicago's top music acts that'll be performing there. And you guys know all about our music acts we put out there.
That's deep to left and gone. A line shot home run for Chris DeNorfia to make it 2-0. Bob DeNorfia now 7 for 11 against Ryan Dempster. We mentioned a few of these Padre hitters with past success and present success in DeNorfia's case.
Yeah, and DeNorfia's hit some balls hard in this series. This is probably what it's going to take today to get a ball out of Wrigley Field to left. That wind blowing straight in from left field. That low line drive right at that basket, right at the corner area out there in the well. That's the kind of ball that's going to get out of here today.
So 2-0, and it's Nick Hundley who fouls one off. Wally, I want to ask you about the right field patio. It's been a very popular place to be this season, and I think we also want to remind people not only coming out here and having a rooftop type atmosphere inside the ballpark, as Hundley sends one to right, and the wind will push that one just out of play. That's part one, but part two is, I know you want to remind people that you know, for big series like the White Sox that we just saw in the last homestand and series coming up, that there will be bleacher seats available.
Yes, definitely will be Budweiser bleacher seats available. And you know, for the corporate crowd, really, that's what we designed the Bud patio to be. We really didn't have an experience inside the ballpark where you could really entertain up to 150 of your employees or clients, and it's been a tremendous success. Everyone that's been out there loves it. We've sold out a lot throughout the summer. We also have, which everyone seems to love out there, the bottoms up beer dispenser, which is a big hit at Captain Morgan and out at the Bud patio.
Done a great job with the LED board out there as well. Max Crawford has worked on the fun stats. We've got Ryan Dempster's pitch count on that right field board. So the thing about it I like is that you add a modern amenity to a classic ballpark, but in no way is it an eyesore. I mean, it's just there if you want to check it out, and some of the stats pertinent to, for instance, this at bat against Nick Hundley.
Right. Well, we work really hard. I mean, every little change you do to this ballpark, it, you know, becomes a big media story. And I think people are starting to know that, you know, the Ricketts family and the organization, if we do things here, we're going to do it. Really looking at how do we enhance the fan experience and the player experience at the ballpark. And the LED is a great example. You don't have the fireworks coming out of it or rotating things coming out of it, and it really feels like the old scoreboard, but provides our fans and players with some unique content that we didn't have previously.
I got to ask you, who came up with the great idea to honor Jack Brickhouse? Here's a 3-2 and fouled off. Fans who've come out to the ballpark know this, but hey flashes on that board out there. I think that's a really nice touch.
Well, it was, you know, the team worked really hard with Panasonic, who put the LED in on. You know, we knew the board was going in, but creatively, what's the execution? So we had to make the look and feel more retro, more fitting to Wrigley Field.
Hundley takes the walk. Dempster has walked 2.
And part of that is, you know, we thought, what could we do when there's a home run that the Cubs hit to have some fun? And hey and holy cow are, you know, obviously fun sayings that mean a lot to the city of Chicago and all of our fans. And we thought it'd be a unique way to bring it in on the LED board.
Ryan Dempster in some trouble here in the second inning. He gave up the leadoff single, followed by the Denorfia home run. Now Hundley has walked, and Amarista takes ball 1 high. So once again, the Cubs summer camps start up soon, June 25th. It's less than a month away in Lake Forest. Several different spots in the Chicago area. Last session will be in August. Go to Cubs.com/camps for more information. Is it safe to say that spots are filling up, so people should get in sooner than later?
Spots are filling up. Hopefully everyone's starting to get out of school and start thinking about what are you going to do this summer, and there's some extended daycare and things that you can have for your kids. And you know, it is a great experience, and although it's not here at Wrigley Field, getting out in those communities and feeling like a big leaguer and a Cub is important to people, and they certainly will look the part and learn a lot from all of our players that'll be out there.
And we should remind fans too, as Hundley takes off, Amarista hits it foul. They're 1-week camps, so even if you have other camps that you go to throughout the summer that are longer, this is only 1-week blocks, correct?
1-week blocks, 8-week session all summer. So hopefully you can fit it in your schedule, and definitely go to Cubs.com/camps and sign up for it, and have your kid playing as a Cub out in these communities this summer.
1-2 on the way, just missed. 2-2. Wally, thanks for stopping by today. And let's see if the Cubs can come back here. Long way to go this afternoon.
Long way. Let's get some runs. Go Cubs. Thanks,
Can I borrow
guys.
that tie next time I need one?
You guys are great.
That means no. He's not going to let me borrow his tie.
Just clip it off, Wally. That's all, you know.
Anything for you guys to drive ratings.
Thanks, Wally.
Thanks, guys. Have fun today.
3-2 the count.
Well, the thing I like about those camps, Len, not only are they going to get great instruction on some of the skills necessary to move up in their own leagues, but they have a lot of fun competitions, a home run derby.
Ground ball, and nobody at second, so Stewart will get the out at first. One away.
Yeah, home run derbies. They have fielding and throwing contests. They have a baseball skills Olympics. So an awful lot going on over the course of those 1-week camps.
Now the pitcher Bass, not a bunting spot with one out, and that runner already in scoring position. That was a strike, even though it popped out of Clevenger's mitt. And it'll be foul, just foul down that right field line. Dempster's last win was August 11th of last year. It was against the Washington Nationals. 17 starts since, a 3.61 ERA, but hasn't been able to get into that win column. 9 consecutive losses. That is hard to fathom, that you can pitch that well and your team goes 3-14. Called strike 3, 2 down. It'll be the leadoff man, Will Venable, for the second time. Bob, I know we've told this story a few times, but it bears repeating. You can give us a good scouting report on Will Venable, the little leaguer, not the big leaguer, because you played with his dad, Max.
Yeah, his father, Max, and I were roommates with the San Francisco Giants for a number of years, and William's mother, Molly, and Max were having some work done on their house over in Marin County. They needed a place to stay for a while, so the whole family came over to Foster City and crashed at our house, and William and my daughter Lacey became best friends at a very, very early age. It's been really fun watching his career up until these last 3 days. A long home run the other day.
And the triple yesterday made it a 1-run game.
Boy, and really showed his speed. I mean, he was rocketing around those bases. He was very upset with himself for not advancing a runner from second to third. He hit a ground ball to the left side of the infield earlier in the ball game, so took out some of his anger running around the bases on that triple.
He would end up being stranded there. That was with nobody out, but Sean Camp got the next 3 guys and kept Venable from scoring that tying run.
Well, Venable, a very good basketball player at Princeton University as well. And if the name sounds familiar to Bears fans, his younger brother Winston played special teams for the Bears, a couple of different stints last season.
Play all 3 spots in the outfield. He's been in center in this series because Cameron Maben has a wrist injury. High 3-2. A grind here in the second for Dempster. Clevenger's going to head on out.
One thing we've seen in the early going today that we have not seen for the most part from Dempster this year is the base on balls. He'd only had 15 walks in nearly 55 innings coming into play today. And a lot of those walks were pitch around situations where he wanted to go after the next hitter in the lineup. But 2 walks here in the early going today. Very uncharacteristic.
Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. But Denorfia's line drive homer makes it 2-0 Padres early.
You can find your beach just about anywhere. That's why we're letting you choose. So look for specially marked packages of Corona. Find a code inside for your chance to win your beach.
Join Menards this week in saluting our American-made products with Menards Made in the USA sale. Give your home a fresh new look with Citation Carpet. Made in Dalton, Georgia, Arrowhead indoor-outdoor carpet is fade and stain resistant. In 3 colors, just 49 cents a square foot. Mansfield toilets offer style and performance. Made in Perrysville, Ohio, the ProFit round front high efficiency model has everything you need all in one box. Only $99.
Save big money at Menards.
Whoa, Megan Landry alert. And she's looking directly at your new Lumia. Thank you, AT&T. First, why don't you show her the curved edge? Now, move on to the slick navigation tiles. Bam, right into the People Hub. See, Megan? Colin has lots of friends.
Hey, Colin, what kind of phone is that?
What? Oh, Megan, when did you get here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, let's do it.
Introducing the beautifully different Nokia Lumia 900. Only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
Couldn't get away.
You can now.
Chase Headley with the leadoff single in the top half of the second inning, followed by a line drive home run off the bat of Chris Denorfi have spotted the Padres to a 2-0 lead. Cubs are going to send Alfonso Soriano, Ian Stewart, and Darwin Barney. Hopefully many more to the plate here in the bottom of the second against Anthony Bass.
Nothing Padres. All dressed up for the occasion today. So Soriano with 7 home runs. All coming over his last 13 games. He went the first 30 without one. But we know how hot he can get with that power. Oh, Michael Bourne with 4. He hit 2 in one game the other day. And Bob, trying to figure out how it is that he can go that long without one and then hit 7 in 13 games. I think that last swing and miss is why. Every team that comes in here, they'll pitch to him because you can get him out.
No
but
question.
if you make a mistake, he will make you pay when he's in this type of streak.
You know, another Cub that used to be like that was Sammy Sosa. Sammy had huge holes in his swing, and if you had a pitcher on the mound who could command his pitches and hit those spots, you could get Sammy out pretty easily. But boy, don't miss your spot by an inch, because he's likely to hit it out on the street somewhere. And Soriano, when he's hot, kind of fits that same mold.
To the count. Ian Stewart will hit next, and he got him. That's why teams pitch to Soriano.
If you can command that hard, sharp slider, the harder breaking pitch, as Bass does right here, just off of the outside corner, and you can get him to swing and miss at that one all day long.
Now Stewart, who homered on Monday. fun with the what we call the rally bird. I think it was a mourning dove. That seemed to be the prevailing thought among the Twitter community. I talked to Ian about the bird that was standing in the grass between home plate and third base as he bounces out to Alonso. He said it appeared to be injured because it just wasn't moving. And when he made that throw to the plate, he landed about a foot from that bird. And after the inning, he and Starlin Castro, I think, put the bird in their glove and just try to get it to fly away. And it did. And hopefully is resting comfortably somewhere in the north side of the city, but never quite seen anything like that. We've seen birds on the field, but not actually that close to home plate while the game is going on.
Didn't realize how close to the action he was. He's right in the middle of it.
That reminded me of the saddest Andy Griffith episode with Opie and the injured bird. Please fly away. Two and one to Barney. No, that's just a coincidence.
We're going to go through that again.
No,
the whole Mayberry thing.
Feathered Friends have long made Wrigley Field their home away from home.
Yeah, friends, unless you're sitting directly underneath one of them.
Did it hit him? Nope. He turned away at the last possible moment. 3-2.
And that's a good thing because Darwin Barney's normal tendency is to open up on those pitches on the inside part of the plate. That time did the proper thing, turned away from it, exposing his back to the pitch rather than the front side of his body.
Just outside on a cutter.
Yeah, I asked Padres skipper Bud Black about Anthony Bass's arsenal and asked about that cutter. He said it's not really a cut fastball. It's a four-seamer, but occasionally it will have some cutting action away from a right-handed hitter. So occasionally that pitch will get misidentified. A little bit like Ted Lilly when he was here. He didn't really throw a cut fastball, but his four-seamer had that same kind of action.
Good to see Steve Clevenger back. Off the DL yesterday. Strained right oblique, and it was a nasty one. Missed about a month. And went down to AAA Iowa, 5 rehab games, hit .462. The man can hit.
Well, and his skipper said his swing is slump proof. I don't know if I totally buy into that, but he's got a very simple approach at the plate. He's very quick with his hands. He lets the ball get deep into the hitting zone. If he gets himself into a hitter's count, he looks to pull the ball. If he falls behind in the count, he looks to go the other way. Just a very simple approach.
The 4-game series in San Francisco Friday through Monday will feature lefty versus lefty in games 1 and 3 and righty versus righty in games 2 and 4. The only Giants starter the Cubs will not face is Tim Lincecum. Barney takes off. That ball kicks away and over toward the Cub dugout, rolling along the railing, but Barney slid into second. Really no chance for him to move to third.
And you get no help from the middle infielders. If you're running and that ball gets away from the catcher, they're going to make you believe there's a play. You see Everett Cabrera actually pounding his hand into the glove to make Darwin Barney think he had the ball right there at second base.
One thing this does, well, it is 1-2 on Clevenger.
But it's definitely going to change the way they attack Clevenger, even though they have a 2-strike count.
That will get down. Steve Clevenger with an RBI single. So actually the 1-2 count kind of played into the Cubs' hands in a way, because I agree with you that with Ryan Dempster coming up, thought they'd be very careful with Clevenger in that spot with the bag open.
We got a very hittable fastball on the inside part of the plate, and with that 2-strike approach to just hit the ball to the big part of the field, Clevenger's able to fight it off into shallow center for an RBI base hit. Got in on the trademark just a little bit, but that probably worked in the Cubs' favor because that ball got out there and died in front of Will Venable. His throw to the plate is way offline, and a good read by Steve Clevenger to get himself into scoring position on that errant throw.
Dempster with his first hit of the season. Clevenger around third. Venable up with it. Throw will be cut off, and we are tied. Dempster with the 17th RBI of his career, and the 8 and 9 hitters getting it done.
Sneak attack from the bottom of the order. Steve Clevenger with his base hit into center. Now Ryan Dempster with a cue shot right off the end of the bat, just over the outstretched glove of the second baseman Alexei Amarista, right off the very end of the bat, sending some vibration up the arms, but Ryan Dempster will gladly take it.
How big was that? Clevenger advanced on the throw on the Barney run. So he got into scoring position and then scored on the Dempster hit.
Well, he'll make the base running chart that the Cubs keep. First base coach Dave McKay logging every positive and negative that he sees on a daily basis from the Cubs base runners. There's about 15 different categories of good things and probably about a dozen categories of bad things. The bad things are written in red ink, just like when you were in grade school and your teacher used to, well, she probably never marked up your papers. But yeah, if you see red ink behind your name, it means you did something bad on the bases the day before. But not the case there for Steve Clevenger. He'll get a star for that one.
The Jesus hits one well out in the deep left, but again, the wind knocks it down. So Quentin makes a catch to end the inning. 2-out rally. Barney walked, stole a base. Clevenger and Dempster followed up with RBI hits, and it's 2-2.
Need a new car? Now's the time to get amazing deals from Toyota, the full-line brand with the longest-lasting vehicles during Toyota's Save in May sales event. Right now, during the Save in May sales event, get incredible 0% APR financing for a full 60 months on a new family-friendly 2012 Sienna or Highlander.
Toyota's Save in May sales event won't last long. So what are you waiting for?
Hurry in today.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Patrick, Mini, Patrick, Mini.
0 down payment, 0 first payment, 0 security deposit. Right now at Patrick Mini, we're letting it ride in a new 2012 Mini Cooper hardtop for $249 a month, sign and drive. With 3 years, 36,000-mile, no-cost maintenance. Mini Coopers, $249 a month, sign and drive. Plus, only Patrick Mini has complimentary pickup and return for our customers.
Patrick Mini. Patrick Mini.
Only at Patrick Mini.
Before the miraculous returns, before the inspirational resumes, before the NFL season even begins, comes the deal you won't want to miss.
Did he catch it? Yes, he did!
This season, get NFL Sunday Ticket at the lowest price in almost a decade.
Unbelievable!
Watch every game every Sunday for less, only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directv.com/NFL to order now.
Then Chicago Sports News Nightly on Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Ubers. Coming up tonight at 6:30, the Sox go for a sweep at Tampa Bay, and the Bears work out at Hallis Hall. Join Mark Shanowski for Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Ubers tonight at 6:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Cubs have tied it up after a two-run homer by Chris Denorfia in the top of the second. The Cubs came back. RBI hits from Steve Clevenger and Ryan Dempster. And ball one to Cabrera. Line foul to left. Missed a little low on a slider. 2-1.
We saw Everett Cabrera show bunt on that first pitch from Ryan Dempster. He's got a great teacher in that respect down in that first base coach's box. Dave Roberts was one of the best bunters throughout his playing career.
As we mentioned on the pregame show, Patrick Mooney has a nice article talking to Dave Roberts about Jason McLeod in particular, as Soriano will have to play that one on the hop. Cabrera trying for two, and he's in pretty easily. And he's had a nice series. That's his third double of the set.
Just a little slashing line drive toward that left field corner. Soriano got to it in pretty good shape, but once again had trouble slowing his momentum and planting his feet for that throw to second base. And with Cabrera's speed, those are speed doubles. You think of a double usually as a ball hit down the line or in the gap. Cabrera gets speed doubles where he can hit the ball just to the left or right of any of the outfielders and beat the throw to second base.
Alonso takes a strike. He is 0 for his last 14. Yeah, Dave Roberts went to high school with Jason McLeod. Later would attend UCLA. And there's kind of a fun historical note about Dave Roberts after this pitch. The fourth Dave Roberts to play in the big leagues, and that does not include a Dave Robertson. One of the other Dave Roberts, a left-handed pitcher, was a Cub in the late 1970s as part of a 13-year career. I guess if your last name's Roberts, name your son Dave. He's got a chance to be a big leaguer. Pretty sure there was only one Bob Brenly, though.
Oh, yeah. There were actually two different Dave Roberts that played for the Padres. Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Good splitter that time from Dempster at 83 on our Nissan pitch tracks, right at the bottom of the zone. Can't hit it, can't take it.
Nice two-handed grab by a fan in the front row of the upper deck. There's a fan yesterday who caught a ball and wasn't quite sure if it was a guy who dropped one earlier, but it was. Hit 2 shots at foul ball and went 1 for 2.
Good batting average, not so good fielding percentage. Definitely worth keeping an eye on Cabrera back there at second base. He likes to steal third if you allow him to get a walking lead out there. The good news is with the pull shift on for Carlos Quentin, Darwin Barney is in effect holding the runner on at second base.
Deep left center. Mather's starting to run out of room. Gone. Carlos Quentin with his second home run of this series. Well, when he came back, you know, Bud Black said it's going to be great to just have him in the lineup, but he also said it is only one guy. Well, he's been better than just one guy in this series, hasn't he?
He's been unbelievable, and unfortunately the Cubs pitching staff has given him plenty to hit in this series. Anytime you have a guy coming back off the DL, that first game you want to see where he's at. Is his rhythm good? Is his timing good at the plate? Well, he's proven it to me and everybody else in the ballpark. He's locked in right off the disabled list. Nothing tricky, just a two-seam fastball that catches too much of that inner part of the plate.
So a couple of 2-run shots for a Padres team that came in with 18 on the year. That's how they started this series, with fewer home runs than Josh Hamilton. They still have the fewest in the majors, but they have now homered in 3 consecutive games for the first time this year. 7 homers in the series for the Padres.
Well, not surprising in the first 2 games of the series, because as we said, anybody with a bat in their hands is a home run hitter when the wind's blowing out 40 miles an hour. But a little surprising today. Denorfia with his line drive home run into the well, and then that blast by Carlos Quentin just made it into the front row.
Headley draws a free pass. This is how few home runs they've hit. They've hit 7 in this series. They're 25 on the year. Bob, even if they hit 5 more homers today, they still wouldn't be out of last. The Giants have hit 31. They rank 29th. Now let's hope they don't hit any more, but I don't expect them to hit very many in their home ballpark, that's for sure.
And the same thing goes for the Giants. Very tough to hit balls out of Pac Bell. Dodger Stadium at night is a tough place to hit home runs. What is it about that National League West? They don't like home runs. Of course, I guess Arizona and Colorado kind of balance out the division because the ball flies in both of those places.
But big ballparks still. Denorfia hit a rope to left.
Just watch the ball come off his bat from that angle. It didn't seem like the ball was high enough to get out of the ballpark, but just tucked it into that well area in left field.
This is the first time all year Ryan Dempster has allowed a run the inning after his team has scored. Now, they haven't scored a lot, so there haven't been that many opportunities for a shutdown inning. But he has been pretty stingy really all season long. That deflected off Lahair's glove. Headley to third. Glenn Hoffman pointing at the bag. He's going to stay there. It's a double for Denorfia. And the Padres trying to get some more here. Second and third with one out.
Not a bad pitch, low and away from Denorfia. Just a really good piece of hitting. Head right down the barrel of the bat. A lot of risks involved at the very tail end of that swing, and barely able to keep it fair down into the right field corner. Lahair shuffling off the bag after holding on the runner. Headley over there just didn't have enough time to get up to the top of his jump and try to make a play on that liner.
Infield in. Nick Hundley. Ground ball to second. Throw to the plate. They got him. Clevenger held on. Headley ran into him, not particularly hard or viciously, and call that a love tap, really, based on some of the collisions we've seen. Nice job by Steve to hang on.
And a good quick release by Darwin Barney at second base. He wastes no time, just fields and throws. Barely even took a step toward his target, but he needed to get rid of it quickly to Clevenger so he could brace for possible contact. And as you said, there was contact. It wasn't nasty contact, but Clevenger does hold on for the out.
Alexei Amarista first and third, fouls away. Bob, times have changed, and you've been in that spot many times as a catcher. Did players ever slow down like Chase Headley did? It seemed like the collisions were nastier way back when.
Oh, I think base runners looked forward to it, and you know, in that respect, catchers looked forward to contact at times at home plate, depending on who the runner was. If you had a pitcher coming around third base trying to score and you knew it was going to be a collision play, you like to put a little bit of a hit on them yourself. Clevenger in good position, those feet pointed right up the third base line. Protects himself. You see he's got the ball in his bare hand. When that runner tries to dislodge the ball from your glove, if you've got a firm grip on it with your bare hand and then protect your bare hand with your glove, it's much less likely that they're going to be able to dislodge that ball. I mean, the catchers can make those collisions nasty if they want to as well. Steve Clevenger, you could see, was clearly giving way with Headley as contact was made to lessen the impact and lessen the chance of injury. But occasionally you had a guy coming around third base you didn't like very much. Good chance to get him.
Soriano makes a catch. Well, Quentin with a two-run homer, but it could have been a lot worse. 4-2 Pods.
This moment in patriotism is brought to you by USAA.
Every day, I think about my dad and the sacrifices he made to serve our country. He's a true hero.
USAA, we know what it means to serve.
A car is either luxury or it isn't. If you want a luxury car with a standard power moonroof, your options are going to be limited. If you want standard leather-trimmed seats, you're going to have even fewer. And if you want standard keyless access, then your choice is obvious. The Lexus ES. It's complete luxury in a class full of compromises. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
If you can hold your nachos with one hand, you can be a hero with the other. Because your nachos are wrapped inside Taco Bell's new 99-cent beefy nacho burrito.
Step into the black, the new darker, bolder spice rum from Captain Morgan.
Monday.
Enjoy the sights and sounds on Comcast Sportsnet.
Brian LaHare and the Cubs take the field for a midday meeting with the Giants in San Fran. Cubs, Giants, Monday at 2 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
It was brought to me, and I thought, this is, you know, like you said, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be an author. All right, let me take a look at all this stuff. So I looked at it and kind of broke it down and was like, you know, this could be a good opportunity, you know, for obviously for children, but for the foundation as well. And then obviously I found out the children were going to be illustrating the book, so I was like, this is perfect. I mean, some of the proceeds are coming back to the foundation. Our money goes to children in the city, so you get children helping with the book, and then it's going back into the city for the kids. So it was just it was a good fit.
That's Carrie Wood and the other co-founder of the Wood Family Foundation, his wife Sarah, in the booth. And an exciting day, Sarah. All you can be, learning and growing through sports. Carrie Wood with Carrie Muscat, who covers the Cubs for MLB.com. And just looking through this wonderful book, the pictures alone of your husband as a young athlete are worth it.
Oh, there were some great ones in there. They're great. The flat top is my favorite.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, a lot to talk to you about. Tell us about your morning and your afternoon so far today.
It's great. We have some kids from CPS, some of our artists from Carrie's children's book, so they're here today. And Section 101 taking in a game, and got to hand them their first book that they've illustrated, so they all thought that was really neat. So it was a great day for them today.
Starlin Castro leading off for the Cubs in the third. So tell us about the idea to write the book and what kids can get out of it.
You know, it's a great story. It talks about kind of struggling and overcoming, you know, fighting for what you want and succeeding. And it was Carrie Muscat, who we love here at the Cubs. She helped Carrie write this. They spent about a year kind of putting it together, and got some great family photos in there and some great illustrations. So it's a good book for all ages.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Oh, it has
for you as well. How's it going having him at home now every day?
Oh, it's great. It's great. You know, we joke, you know, we'll give it a few weeks of carpool and he'll be calling Theo real fast, you know. But he, you know, it's been great. You know, he's been able to come to some T-ball games and be a part of some activities with the kids. And we're planning our first summer vacation. And you know that's probably never happened. So we're excited about that and enjoying him, and he can take some time and figure out what he wants to do from here.
It's great.
And I'm sure he's helping you, you know, with your schedule and how you do things around the house. It's been wrong all these years, you know.
That's for sure. My honey-do list can be nice and long now.
Here's Joe Mather, one out, chatting with Sarah Wood. And a big summer as well. Got the bowling tournament coming up in about a month, actually less than a month, right? June 27th.
Yes, lanes are still available June 27th. It's our 7th annual, so we're excited about it. A lot of new Cubs players that you can come and meet and mingle with, and we've got lanes available and standing room only tickets as well.
And we want to mention the online auction is underway as well.
That went live today. We got some great items on there. You can go fishing with Carrie on a charter boat in Lake Michigan. Yes.
What do you need? What do you need?
You've done that a few times already.
Yes, we have.
Fishing, we've got bowling with Theo, who he has graciously donated his time to come to Strike Zone and bowl with one of our teams. We also have a Cubs customized golf cart with Brooks and Ivy, and the 2012 team has signed that, so we have that as well. So check out our online auction, and that will go for the month before Strike Zone.
And future Hall of Famer Derek Jeter, a jersey available as well.
Definitely.
A former teammate of Carrie's in New York. 2 down, 4-2 Padres here in the third. So you came dressed for 11 a.m. when it was 75 degrees. It's cooled off a little bit.
A little chilly up here.
But you're from here. You get it.
Oh, we're used to it.
And we've talked about this before, Sarah. I think a lot of young Cub fans whose favorite player has been Kerry Wood. There's a bouncer that deflects off the glove of Bass. But a lot of people think Kerry's from here because he's made Chicago his home.
I know. And he's was a little boy from Texas. So he's it was funny. I was listening to him tell a story about, his white knuckle cab ride, his first cab ride in Chicago. And he's like, I am never living here. And to see him now, he's a part of our neighborhood. He's a part of the city. And, it's pretty great.
Sarah, thanks for stopping by. All you can be. Make sure you pick it up and go to woodfamilyfoundation.org.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
The 2012 GMC Sierra, featuring an available Vortec 5.3-liter V8 engine with active fuel management. No competitor has better V8 fuel efficiency. Not Toyota Tundra, not Ram 1500, not Ford F-150. How efficient is that? Celebrate Memorial Day and get a total value of $6,750 on Sierra with extended cab SLE value package. Or trade in your eligible vehicle to get a total value of $7,750. GMC. Why just trade in when you can trade up?
Light Silver Bullet Special Edition can. Same cold refreshment, cool new look for summer. Frost brewed Coors Light is summer's most refreshing beer.
When Bill Larson's brakes started squeaking. When Pam Summers' check engine light went on. And before Tom headed out on vacation. They all came here. Midas. Total car care. Total customer care. That's the Midas touch.
Come to Midas. Up to $100 off pads or shoes installed. The fourth inning is brought to you by the new Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
Thanks to Sarah Wood for joining us. We get into the fourth inning. And the pitcher, Anthony Bass, struck out looking his first time up. As is the case for a lot of young baseball players. Anthony Bass talks about his dad, Ed, who was his baseball coach growing up, in terms of having a big influence on him. But he also talks a lot about his mom, Linda, a dental hygienist, but pretty good arm as well, as he taps one down the third base line foul. When Anthony was in Little League, his mom was his first pitcher. They have the thing called coach pitch.
Right.
So his mom pitched to him when he was in Little League. And he said she was just lobbing it in there, and he said, I was trying to take her head off with a line drive.
So mom knows where the holes are in Anthony's swing.
Yes, and he actually was a pre-dentistry major at Wayne State. He wanted to be a dentist and open up a family practice and have his mom help him out, but said he had some issues with science and then changed directions and went the business and finance direction.
Science!
Out at first. One away.
Well, I think every player owes their mother a huge debt of gratitude. You know, for most guys, their father busy at work and came home after a tough day at work. It wasn't always fun to go out in the backyard and throw some batting practice, but moms were always there for you.
Yep. He also knows to brush and floss twice a day. It's a good thing. Venable 0 for 2. Lines that one foul.
You were right about those pictures of a young Kerry Wood in the book that Sarah brought us up here in the booth today. He was a skinny little guy. Jeez.
Yes, he was. There's one photo in particular. He's doing his best Michael Jordan impression as he's dunking a basketball with his tongue hanging out. Like he was in high school at that time. As Barney gets Venable.
We'll have to ask him. I bet it was a 7-foot hoop.
Well, I noticed the rim is bent down.
He's been hanging on it a little bit.
And woodfamilyfoundation.org for more information on all you can be. Dempster needs a 1-2-3. Hasn't had one yet. And has already made 80 pitches, now 81 on the day.
Yeah, just not as fine with his command today as he has been in every start since the beginning of the season. That was one huge change we noticed right away from Ryan Dempster going all the way back to the Cactus League. His command of all of his pitches has just been tremendous. But today missed his spots a few times, and the Padres hitters have made him pay.
Everth Cabrera from Nandaime, Nicaragua. Think about some big leaguers born in Nicaragua. Marvin Bernard, Dennis Martinez, Vicente Padilla. Cabrera late on that swing. And the inning is over. So a 1-2-3 fourth for Dempster. 4-2 Padres.
Chili's $20 dinner for two can boldly satisfy any craving. Share an appetizer, then choose 2 Chili's entrees like our classic bacon burger or our famous slow-smoked baby back ribs. Chili's $20 dinner for two.
The more you floor, the more you save. Buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for only $50 each. At Luna, we work for you.
773-202 Luna.
Well, well, well. Growing up, we didn't have U-verse. We couldn't record 4 shows at the same time. In my day, you're lucky if you could record 2 shows. And Mom was recording her dumb show, and Dad was recording his dumb show then. By George, that's all we watched. And we liked it. Today's kids, God, it's so good.
Get U-verse TV for $29 a month for 6 months with a total home DVR included. AT&T.
Honey, you are not going to believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get a camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are going to flip.
Yeah, they're going to be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
The Menards grounds crew smoothing out that infield dirt as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Hey, Bob, I wanted to mention this. Yesterday was a significant anniversary. It was 50 years ago the Cubs officially hired Buck O'Neill as a big league coach. First African-American coach in big league history. Was a scout, helped discover guys like Billy Williams and signed Lou Brock. 1962 he was hired to join the big league coaching staff. Buck O'Neill. I never got a chance to know Buck. Did you?
I met him a couple of different times at functions throughout my playing career. A little bit I knew of him. Seemed to be a tremendous gentleman, a real asset to the game. Two
2-0 pitch is hit on the ground to Headley. Low throw, no problem for Alonso, and Soriano is out.
It seems, well, it's not really unusual, Len, but the bottom of the order did the damage against Anthony Bass so far in the ball game for the Cubs offensively. Anthony Bass, you would assume that your worst opponent's batting average would be against number 3, 4, 5 hitters in the lineup. The guys in the middle, that's where the best hitters usually find themselves. He had held number 3 hitters to a 167 average with only 1 home run this year. Number 4 hitters are batting 130 with 1 home run. I looked at the numbers. He does really good against the 7, 8, 9 hitters in a lineup as well, but that's where the Cubs have been able to do their damage so far today. The guys at the bottom.
One and two to Ian Stewart, who got a haircut.
Not
necessarily clean shaven, but
yeah, I thought he looked different this morning in BP.
Yeah,
all right,
that's why.
Got his locks trimmed a little bit.
Swing and a miss for the second strikeout for Bass. Todd Frazier with a couple of RBIs yesterday as the Reds beat the Pirates 8-1. Monday night, did you see Todd Frazier may have saved somebody's life?
I saw the headline. I didn't read the story.
He was having dinner in Pittsburgh with his teammate Ryan Ludwig when he noticed that a man was choking. He was eating some steak, and I guess Todd had recalled learning how to do the Heimlich maneuver way back in high school. So he went over and he did it, and it worked. And Frazier and Ludwig got a free meal out of it.
How about that?
It was not his intention, but I guess it was a pretty large piece of steak. And nice going, Todd Frazier. And nice going, Darwin Barney. Well, that's how the rally started in the second. A 2-out walk. He gets on with 2 outs for Clevenger here in the 4th.
Well, I hope I never need the Heimlich maneuver, but if I do, I hope Todd Frazier's around. He's a big boy. About 6'5", 245. He could turn you upside down and shake it out if he wanted to.
I guess there were 2 women trying to apply the Heimlich maneuver, and he went over there and didn't take long. Quoted in the MLB.com story. I remember in high school they taught us a couple of fingers below the sternum. It hacked that thing right out.
Is that a medical term?
Hacked it right out. Yeah. One count on Clevenger. First action since missing a month on the DL. Runner goes, and Clevenger finds left field, and that ball's going to roll all the way into the corner. Barney will score. Clevenger around second. He has a double. 4-3.
That's that controlled swing by Steve Clevenger. It's a pitch up and out over the plate, stays right on it. His 6th double of the season in 13 hits. Went with a very shallow line after that ball. It shot by him all the way into the corner. That gave Darwin Barney a chance to chug all the way around and score from first base. Just real good hitting form right there. Let that ball once again get real deep into the hitting zone. Never took his eye off the baseball and got the barrel on it.
Let's see if Dempster can do what he did in the second when he knocked in the tying run. The inning's over, but the bottom of the order rallies again with 2 outs. And the Cubs trail by 1 after 4.
What happened to my sub? I don't know. Hey, Chief, did you take my sub?
No, this one got avocado on it.
Oh, mine had avocado on it.
Wow, how about that?
I don't.
I'll help you find yours when I'm done.
Thanks. Well.
Get your own Subway Chipotle steak and cheese with avocado, the rich superfood, or add it to your favorite sub. It's avocado season at Subway.
Life is full of compromises. But when it comes to what you really love, you shouldn't have to sacrifice. And that goes double for ice cream. Now you don't have to give up. You can give in with Edie's slow churned light ice cream. We churn it slowly for all the rich and creamy taste with just half the fat. So now you can have your ice cream and eat it too. Nestle, good food, good life.
American innovation. Dodge is bringing more of it to more people with 3 different vehicles offering 3 rows of seating, like Dodge Durango and Dodge Journey, as well as Dodge Grand Caravan, with room for up to 7 people and just about anything else. Hurry in to the Dodge Get Into Innovation event. Now get 0% financing or up to $24.95 in total values on the 7-passenger 2012 Dodge Journey.
Qdoba is giving the first 20,000 fans a chance to win free food. The Cubs get a base hit in the 5th inning. Fans with a base hit for Burritos game card win a free entree. Now, Len, we were talking about Todd Frazier and his life-saving efforts in the restaurant in Pittsburgh, and we actually have some live footage from the event itself. Oh, boy, those guys in the truck have way too much time on their hands.
Courtroom illustrator.
Yeah. Artist rendering. Well, nice going, Todd Frazier. Attaboy.
So 4-3, Padres with a lead. And they'll have Alonso, Quentin, and Headley here in the 5th. Funny game, isn't it? Yonder Alonso came in with a 10-game hitting streak, best of his career. And always hit Cubs pitching well. And always hit at Wrigley Field in his young career when he was with the Reds. Without a hit in this series. But now it's 3-0. He is 0 for 11 in the 3 games. Before this series, Carlos Quentin hadn't played a game this year. And he has been red hot. There's ball 4. That's the 4th walk given up by Dempster. Quentin with 2 doubles, 2 homers, and 5 hits in the series. Here was his latest in the 3rd.
Lightning quick bat from Carlos Quentin. Vicious swing. This is a guy you don't have to throw strikes, however, to get him out. And I think Ryan Dempster didn't have the intention of making a mistake with a fastball over the inside part of the plate, but really have to focus on missing in your favor when you face an aggressive swinger like Carlos Quentin.
Casey Coleman up in the bullpen.
First pitch to Carlos Quentin is always very important. He loves to hack at that first pitch if it's anywhere near the zone. Looks like a splitter on the way. Or strike.
Dempster's 1-1, fouled back. And then it's 1-2. Those numbers with the White Sox. 1 for 2 today. You know, the White Sox are closing in on a sweep of the Rays. That'll be their 8th straight win. Deep to right. De Jesus back. Gone. Carlos Quentin just actually hit himself on that LED board in right field for a 2-run blast. 6-3. Wow, what a week he's had.
Now Ryan Dempster started Carlos Quentin with a split finger to begin the sequence. He took it for a called strike. Ryan comes back with a slider down low out of the zone. Good pitch to hit right there for Quentin, but he fouled it off, and then a fastball that was probably a good 2 inches off of the outside corner, and Quentin just absolutely crushed it off his own mug out there in right field.
So the Padres have 6 runs on 3 2-run homers.
And the first 2 were impressive because they were into the wind that was blowing straight in from left field and continues to blow in from left. But that last one, man, that ball was absolutely crushed to right field.
I have never seen Carlos Quentin smile. I don't know if you have, but if he ever were going to smile, it would be today. He's an intense dude. There he smiled for that. Man, has he had a huge series. Headley Up in the air to deep left center. Wind helping a little bit as Joe Mather makes a catch. Headley just missed his third homer of the set. Well, I'll say it again. The Padres hit 18 homers in their first 49 games. They've hit 8 over the 3 games in this series, and that's going to be it for Dempster.
Yeah, it's not Ryan's day today. Command wasn't there. The Padres didn't give him any breathing room.
It's a Honda call to the pen. Here comes Casey Coleman, and we'll be back.
When the competition saw the success of the Acura MDX, they tried to copy it. But they don't have super handling all-wheel drive, as well as standard Bluetooth connectivity, leather, rear-view camera, and a 2012 Edmunds.com Best Retained Value Award. So while we're flattered, an imitation is still just an imitation. The one and only MDX.
Visit your Chicagoland Acura dealer. Luxury, intelligently priced.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Today is yours to chart new paths with Jeep Compass, an evolutionary bloodline delivering revolutionary fuel economy. Jeep Grand Cherokee with unmatched luxury and capability. Jeep Wrangler's Pentastar V6, more power than before and better mileage. Go, find your power, and where you'll find it is within.
Now during the Memorial Day sales event, get 0% APR financing or $1,750 cash allowance on Jeep Compass.
It's a Honda call to the pen. Casey Coleman in a non-save spot, got the final 3 outs on Monday, but in a lot earlier today. Chris DeNorfia, deep left, and Soriano will make the catch. Well, that's 3 balls the Padres have hit that would have been home runs in either of the first 2 games. And they've also hit 3 already today.
I mean, forget the first 2 games with the wind blowing out. Even in neutral conditions with no wind, I think those balls get out of here. But gladly take that wind pushing a couple of them back into the ballpark.
Sharply hit ground ball. As Hundley retired by Darwin Barney. And quick work for Coleman, getting the final 2 outs, but it's now 6-3 Padres.
Everyone at Southwest Airlines works together for one goal: to get you where you're going. And with flights all over the country to choose from, it's a good thing we love our work. And now we're excited to take you to the beaches of Northwest Florida. Fly from Midway to Panama City Beach, Florida. Book all of our destinations online, only at southwest.com.
Want total access to Major League Baseball? Then you need Xfinity and MLB Network. You'll get over 125 live regular season games with live look-ins from around the league, plus 24/7 inside access, so you're there for all of baseball's biggest stories. With Xfinity from Comcast, the best seat in the house is in your house. Sign up for the HD Premier XF Triple Play or ask about other bundles starting as low as $99 a month for a year. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call today.
Hi, everyone. Gail Fisher here with a Coors Light Cold Blast Sportsnet Central update. The White Sox lead the Rays 4-3 in the 9th inning down in Tampa. And coming up tonight, it's Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Heat and Celtics, while the Devils and Kings play Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Todd Hollinsworth joins me after the final out for Cubs postgame live. But now let's send you back to Len and Bob at Wrigley.
All right, Gail, thanks. Anthony Bass trying to beat the Cubs for the first time. Second start against Chicago, and this is his Wrigley Field debut, leading 6-3. David DeJesus takes ball one. David is 0 for 2. Outside 3-0.
Well, and you know that his offense has been unable to help Ryan Dempster get his first win of the season. Hopefully they'll be able to find a way to help him avoid a loss here today.
Shortest outing of the year for Dempster. 4 1/3 and a season high 6 runs allowed. Well, how often have we said this year they just didn't have it today? I mean, it's the first time.
Yep.
And you do a bad one every once in a while. Which is his 9th start.
And I think it's telling that he had a season high 4 walks in the ball game today, gave up a lot of solid contact as well, but just didn't seem to have the good command that we've seen so consistently since the beginning of the season.
This is the only matinee in the National League today. A couple of games have already gone final over in the American League. Kansas City beat Cleveland 6-3. Bruce Chen got the win for the Royals, and there's a base hit for DeJesus. Nine-game hitting streak for DeJesus. Let's get our AT&T mobility question. What Padre collected career hit number 3,000 on the last day of the 2001 season? Get the answer coming up. Ball one to Castro. Well, Bruce Chen, as I mentioned, got the win today for Kansas City. Improved to 4-5. Genmar Gomez took the loss. Jonathan Broxton got his 11th save. So the Royals have won the last 2 days and win that series. Minnesota shut out Oakland 4-0 the final. Francisco Liriano, 6 shutout innings, got his first win of the year. Tyson Ross took the loss. So that's a sweep. The Twins win all 3. Last night, Josh Willingham with a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th for the win. And he homered again today. Two and 1 to Castro. Here's the pitch. Low, 3-1. Josh Johnson will go for the Marlins tonight as they host the Nationals. Miami is 20-8 in May. Best record in the majors. DeJesus takes off, ball 4. Second walk given up by Bass.
And a good at bat that time by Starlin Castro. So much has been made about his lack of walks and his lack of patience. And I think at times he goes to the plate and makes up his mind, I'm going to take the first 2 pitches of this at bat regardless of where they are. But that time it looked like he was ready to hit the ball if it was in a good zone where he could put a swing on it. The high leg kick, he's tracking it all the way, starts his hands, realize that's a bad pitch. I'll take the base on balls.
That's his first walk since May 11th in Milwaukee. It's his second walk since April 13th. And he keeps piling up the hits. Mather takes a breaking ball for a strike. Well, an opportunity here. The tying run at the plate with nobody out in the 5th. And Alex Hinshaw, who took the loss on Monday, is up in the Padre bullpen. Got under it. Carlos Quentin now coming way in to make the catch.
What a difference a couple of days makes. Monday that ball's out on Waveland Avenue. Today the left fielder makes a catch sprinting in toward the infield. It's like you're playing on 2 different planets depending on the conditions.
Called strike. Good matchup later tonight in L.A. Giovanni Gallardo and Clayton Kershaw. Ryan Braun with game-winning 2-run homer last night. Out into right center. DeNorfia makes a catch as he tumbles to the turf. For out number 2.
Very nearly knocked that one down onto the grass in right center field. Chris DeNorfia with a long run, never took his eye off the ball. Nice tumbling catch that time. Had himself a heck of a series at the plate and defensively out in right field also.
I hate to let this opportunity go by the boards here. 2 on, nobody out with the middle of the order coming up. Boy, Hundley got way out there and kept that from being a wild pitch. So we look in our AT&T UVerse multi-view. DeJesus started the inning with a single. Castro walked, but Mather and LaHare flied out. And a 1-0 count to Soriano. Giants go for the sweep tonight as they host Arizona. Ian Kennedy with a 4.65 ERA. Tim Lincecum has a 6.41. Sounds like a misprint, doesn't it?
It really does.
Melky Cabrera last night got his 50th hit of the month.
Like Bass wasn't totally committed to that next delivery to Alfonso Soriano, so his catcher ran out there just to reassure him that this is the right pitch, just execute. Mentioned at the top of the show, Bass will throw his changeup in fastball counts. Fastball that time off the plate, low and away. Good patience by Soriano in this at bat.
Bass made a couple of relief appearances before jumping into the rotation this year. First start of the year was April 12th. Bases loaded for Ian Stewart. It's Darren Balsley, the Padre pitching coach. Well, we have a moment. Let's take a look around the big leagues. Roy Halladay's on the DL with a right shoulder injury. Albert Pujols, another homer last night. The Angels are suddenly hot, and in that Dodger loss, they did get Matt Kemp back from the DL.
Well, then talking about Anthony Bass, a couple of relief appearances and then jumped into the rotation. There's another young man that could possibly follow that same route. Andrew Cashner, we saw him pitch an inning in relief yesterday. He's done a nice job out of the bullpen for Bud Black, but when Houston Street returns to the bullpen, the Padres are talking about trying to lengthen out Andrew Cashner a little bit and possibly have him in the rotation by the second half of the season. They like the fact that he has 4 quality pitches. They think he profiles better as a starting pitcher, and I think Andrew Cashner could do anything you ask him to do.
I agree. Andrew reminded me today that the last batter he faced as a Cub was Anthony Rizzo.
How about that?
2-0 to Stewart. They struck him out on 3 pitches in the final game of the season last year. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Cubs trail by 3, but Ian Stewart in a hitter's count. Podna. Here it is. Left field. Quentin coming over. Boy, the wind pushed that ball foul, and Quentin dealing with a surgically repaired knee. Banging up against that sidewall.
It's been a nice adjustment this inning by the Cubs hitters, just in the fact that Starlin Castro and Alfonso Soriano drew walks. Anthony Bass has been getting a lot of the Cubs hitters out, working around the edges of the zone or even out of the zone, getting weak contact. This inning, a lot more patience, some good hitters counts, and a couple of walks.
Michaelis has joined the left-hander Hinshaw. And the Wrigley Field audience making some noise here. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Stewart gets an RBI. Third walk of the inning. 6-4.
And needless to say, Len, you show that opposing pitcher that you're not going to chase borderline pitches or pitches out of the zone. Take your base on balls. Sets up the possibility of a big inning, and at some point Anthony Bass is either going to have to come back into the strike zone and you put some good swings on him, or he's going to be out of the ball game. He's going to be out of the ball game.
He will get the hook here in the 5th. Comes up and out, shy of qualifying for the win.
All he had to do was lure him out of the strike zone.
That's right. All right, getting a little fishy here, so we'll go to break. The Honda call to the pen. I know I've got a big mouth. 6-4 Padres.
It's an event so big, we couldn't keep it all inside. Nissan's National Tent Event is back with up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers. Hurry, event ends May 31st.
And one of the best things about State Farm is our accessibility.
Oh, yeah?
You can call us 24/7, get quotes online, start a claim with our smartphone app. You name it, we're here, anytime, anywhere, any way you want it.
That's the way I need it.
Any way you want it.
All night?
All night.
Every night?
Any way you want it.
That's the way I need it. We just had ourselves a little journey moment there.
Yep.
Saw him in 83 in Fresno. Place was crawling with chicks. I gotta go.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it.
Whoa, Megan Landry alert. And she's looking directly at your new Lumia. Thank you, AT&T. First, why don't you show her the curved edge? Now, move on to the slick navigation tiles. Bam, right into the People Hub. See, Megan? Colin has lots of friends.
Hey, Colin, what kind of phone is that?
What? Oh, Megan, when did you get here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, let's do it.
Introducing the beautifully different Nokia Lumia 900, only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
It's an event so big, we couldn't keep it all inside. Nissan's National Tent Event is back with up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers. Hurry, event ends May 31st.